Hello, and welcome back. This is just going to be a quick video where I talk a little bit about a video game that came out a couple of years ago for the Xbox 360 that was one of those games, hold on a minute, much like LA Noire now, where it's a game that's really good and really interesting as a game, and something that you don't really see a lot, what with most games being kind of just basic shoot 'em ups or whatever. And that's not to say that those games can't be good too, but games like LA Noire, where it actually involves you following a story and having to use your brain and focuses a little more on one mechanic of gameplay as opposed to a bunch. I mean, obviously people had a problem with the monotony and the fact that you just ended up pressing the A button for a lot of shit, and it seemed like it didn't matter. But this game really kept you on your toes and kept you looking for things and trying to do your best, and that's what I loved about it. And there's another game that came out way before it that I really liked was Mirror's Edge. This game actually won Best of E3 in 2008. So yeah, this game came out in 2008. It's an action game, though it's more of a platformer, I'd say. And this game was really, really cool, I always thought. Now, this game never got really big, and I think I know why that is. You see, Mirror's Edge is the type of game that it punishes you for using weapons. It really does. You move slower, and in a game like Mirror's Edge, where you're constantly just doing all this kind of crazy shit here, moving slow isn't what you want to do. And so when you play this game and, there are guys with guns and suits coming after you, and your first instinct is disarm the first fucker on the left and shoot out the rest of them. But that is not how this game is played. In fact, what it wants you to do is run the other way. And the reason for that is, if you look a little deeper, the reason for that is technically you are part of like this underground revolution type thing. You live in a society where it's not necessarily bad. It's a utopian society. It's kind of like George Orwell's Society in 1984, The Society and the Giver, and I want to say that Firefly or Serenity was another one of them, where was another one of the inspirations anyway, where the society they're in, or that is like the government or whatever, isn't necessarily evil. It's more of one of the how much of your freedoms are you willing to trade off to be safe kind of thing. Okay? And that's a really interesting premise in a video game, especially when you got stuff like Call of Duty Black Ops, where it's just basically shoot the person that's a different color than you. And this game, you're supposed to be delivering information, and I feel like that's very relevant now, not necessarily because we're losing all our freedoms, but because it's really, we live in the information age, and we're only going to continue down that path unless something cataclysmic happens where we lose all of that. And this game acknowledges that and shows us that, terrorism and shooting others isn't the way to go. We need to use information, and, the side that is the rebellion, the side that's the oppressed, they can't be using tactics like that because they don't have the media resources or any other kind of resources really to spin a story. Even if they had to kill somebody because they had to kill somebody, it doesn't work that way. And that's what this game's trying to get across. And that is kind of a weird concept for a game, and I think a lot of people didn't really see it that way. They just kind of saw it as a platformer. Now, granted, while I'm kind of jerking this game off here, there are some issues with it. A is it's a very short game, like maybe 8 hours of gameplay, which is sad. It's really sad. That being said, and that on top of that, this game has very little replay value. After you beat it, you don't really need to beat it again. But despite that, I mean, it's good for at least one run through. I think I got this game for like $30 when it was new, so it was pretty good. And now it's probably like 20 or 15 if you can find it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was pretty good. I'm gonna cut to some gameplay footage now because, man, this game really knew how to keep you on your toes, and I'll try not to talk over it too much when it's going on. But there are probably a couple of things I'm going to want to say about it. Anyway, enjoy the footage of Mirror's Edge for the Xbox 360, guys. This game is absolutely beautiful. It'll give you a real sense of vertigo, though, if you happen to be afraid of heights, so you might want to, be careful if that's the case. And the colors are absolutely stunning in it, too. Which is one thing I love about this game. That may be set in a somewhat dystopian future, but the colors are just so vibrant and so beautiful. And actually, to those of you who haven't played the game, in Mirror's Edge, the colors, when you're getting shot and killed in the game, the colors will fade out as you die, indicating that you're losing health and you need to go get cover. And yeah, the theme to this is absolutely beautiful. It really sucks that I kind of have to talk over it a little bit, so, this video can stay up for people to see, but it's really funny, though, that you're basically playing a girl that can parkour pretty hardcore, but, I mean, this game really keeps you on the edge of your seat, because you always think that, if you slip up, then you might not make that jump, and that's really the most exciting thing about this game, It's like when you first played Mario on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and you're jumping those blocks in the castle, and if just you jump a little too soon or a little too late, you'll mess up and end up dying. And just, God, everything about this game is beautiful and exciting, and just look at this beautiful, perfect jump. Just stuff like this, total almost leaps of faith over this beautiful city. Well, that's Mirror's Edge, guys, a game that came out for the Xbox 360 that I didn't really see get a lot of recommendation, and from what I understand, they're planning a sequel to this game, and if you haven't played it, you really are missing out on something. It's absolutely stunning. Like I said, the colors are vibrant and beautiful. The gameplay, while simple, keeps you really invested in it at the edge of your seat, because, like I said before, if you just slightly tap your button too soon, or, you're slow to react, then you'll either overshoot your jump or you'll undershoot it and you'll fall to your death. You have to think quick and move quick in this kind of a game, and that's really something fun. And usually that's not the kind of things I like in my games. I like to be able to take time and strategize, but man, this game is just so beautiful. If anybody out there is watching this video and you haven't played Mirror's Edge, I highly recommend it. Go rent it, go buy it. Just check this game out. It's really, really worth it. I promise you. Anyway, that's it for me. See you guys next time with the As Tynix for the Nintendo Entertainment System review. Over and out.